In the decentralized finance and Web3 space, security incidents are frequently viewed as existential threat to a platform. However, the operational impact of a breach depends entirely on which part of the infrastructure it is compromised. On May 22, 2026, the prominent prediction platform Polymarket became the focus of an intense market scrutiny following reports of an active exploit on the Polygon network. Initial rumors across social media caused immediate concerns as users feared a systemic smart contract vulnerability that could threaten active betting pools. Fortunately, as the on-chain data quickly revealed, the reality of the situation points to a highly contained event. Today, we are going to look closely at this incident. We'll break down exactly what Polymarket is, analyze the specific technical mechanics of how the exploit occurred, evaluate the precise extent of the financial damage, and look at the rapid response from the development team, and discuss the broader conclusion this localized event offers for decentralized applications security. To contextualize how a security breach can be successfully isolated, we first need to understand how Polymarket is designed. Polymarket is a decentralized prediction market platform built on top of the Polygon blockchain network. The platform allows global users to trade shares based on the probability of real-world future events, ranging from political elections and macroeconomics indicators to cultural developments and geopolitical outcomes. Because it is a decentralized application, Polymarket relies heavily on smart contracts to execute trades and hold user collateral transparently on-chain. However, a major engineering hurdle for any prediction market is determining the actual truth of an event outcome without a centralized entity. To solve this, Polymarket utilized the decentralized Oracle network called UMA, and the UMA system relies on an adapter contract known as the UMA CTF adapter to communicate data and settle dispute based on token holder consensus. This architecture ensures that market resolution is fair and mathematically verifiable, keeping core platforms operations separate from internal payment systems. The exploit took place on Friday, May 22, 2026, and was initially identified by the prominent independent blockchain investigator ZXBT. On-chain movements flagged an unauthorized drainage pattern coming directly from an address associated with the platform's deployer infrastructure on the Polygon network. The method behind the exploit was not a sophisticated smart contract code vulnerability or an architectural flaw in Polymarket's programming logic. Instead, the attacker executed a private key compromise. The perpetrator managed to gain access to the private cryptographic key of an older wallet address used exclusively for internal operations. Specifically, this wallet was linked to Polymarket's internal top-up functions and reward payout programs for the UMA Oracle integration. Once the private key was compromised, the attacker automated a script to repeatedly draw funds out of the wallet, draining roughly 500,000 native POL tokens every 30 seconds. The attacker then quickly distributed the assets across 16 separate intermediate wallet addresses before transferring the funds directly into a centralized exchanges to liquidate them. When a prominent platform is compromised, the primary concern is the scale of the damage. In this case, the financial impact can be classified as entirely localized. On-chain security records indicate that the total amount stolen by the attacker settled around between $520,000 to $700,000 worth of cryptocurrency. While over $500,000 is a notable sum, it represents a micro-scale loss compared to Polymarket's overall capital size. For perspective, the platform handled tens of millions of dollars in daily transaction volume and has recently been in high-level venture talks regarding a $50 billion evaluation. Most importantly, the structural boundary of the breach was completely restricted to the internal top-up address. No active users trading farm were accessed, no user collateral position were exposed, and the integrity of the active order book market remains completely untouched. The technical and communication teams at Polymarket acted quickly to contain both the security risk and public misinformation. Within hours of the initial alert, the official Polymarket developer account released a public verification statement confirming that they were tracking the anomalous rewards wallet activity. The team explicitly clarified to the community that user funds and all market resolutions functions were completely safe. They stated clearly that findings pointed strictly to a localized private key compromised of an internal wallet rather than a vulnerability in the core contracts or platform infrastructure. Furthermore, core developer Josh Stevens went public to reaffirm that the incident was entirely disconnected from a smart contract hack, emphasizing that it was likely the exploitation of an isolated legacy private key. By clearly establishing this distinction, the team prevented unnecessary panic and stabilized user confidence across the ecosystem. The clear conclusion we can draw from this Polymarket incident is that localized architecture works exactly as intended. By keeping internal operations, rewards distribution, and legacy admin top-up wallets structurally isolated from the primary trading contracts, Polymarket prevented a standard operational security failure from cascading into a catastrophic platform-wide crisis. This event served as an important educational case study for the Web3 industry. It highlights that even when a project maintains thoroughly audited smart contracts and an active bug bounty system, basic operational security, and specifically the management and decommissioning of old private keys remain a persistent soft spot, especially for DeFi. Fortunately for Polymarket users, the structural walls held firm, leaving the core prediction market safe, operational, and uncompromised. Thank you for watching this educational postmortem. If you find this clean, data-driven market analysis valuable, please consider subscribing to the channel to support our work. Let me know what your thoughts on operational security and decentralized platform in the comments below, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.